You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay.
You know how I feel.
All right. Boom. There I am. Sweet. The camera got knocked, of course. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. All right. Let's see. I have decided to mix things up a little bit, and there we go. Okay. Hey everybody. All right. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I think it looks better. What do you think, T? Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. I got one more thing to fix. There we go. And just gotta bring that over a little bit. Okay. Now let's see. Does that work? Is it still being cut off? It's still being cut off. All right. One more time, and then this will be a final tweak. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, beautiful. Okay, it's still getting cut off. Oh, damn. My chat. Yeah. Yeah, the very edge is driving me nutty. All right, we might have to make it a little bit smaller. Oh, I see what. That's weird. Okay. All right, let's see. Does this work? You mother. Huh. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Oh, sorry, y'all. Now I got it. There we go. And there we go. Here. Okay. Okay, now here we are. Okay. Okay, sweet. Fun with streaming live in front of all of my friends. Okay, welcome everybody. Tara is here tonight with me. Thank you, Tara. And I actually have gone through and made sure everything seems to be working. So hopefully it will. I haven't taught a myth class in a while, and if you're tuning in for the first time, or if you haven't had a class like this before in a while, I am a firm believer in sort of the artistry of hoop dance. I think it's a big part of it. And there's lots. I went to art. I got an art degree from a public university, but there's just, you learn if you go through that kind of training that there's different ways to approach making you a better artist, and they're not always technique. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about. I'm going to use story as a way for helping you hopefully like connect with something like a new technique, a new way of moving. An old way of moving, an old technique, but just it's like a way to use connection. What are you all saying here? Yeah, right. That's why I did that, y'all. That's why I did that. Because now it's like, okay. And I changed it because it did look like it was coming from me with the old way of doing it. Okay, so here's the deal. Tonight's two main characters that we're going to sort of, so this is going to be a class where we are going to be doing things. Oh wait, I got to stop in 20 seconds. We are going to be like doing exercises, so it's not just going to be pure theme, but I'll explain why. So there's two characters that we're going to be working with tonight. One is named Ashua the teacher. I'll go ahead and like get ready for sway here. One is named Ashua the teacher, and the other is named GianCarlo the channel. Ashua the teacher is, because of a long story, she feels responsible to GianCarlo's mother, and she trains him in what really is kind of a female-only order called the Maidan. She trains him in hooping as kind of a promise of care that she gave to the mother, which is a long story that we're not going to get into tonight. So he is the only little boy learning hoop amongst the sisterhood of the Maidan. And so Ashua is his teacher. and Giancarlo, they call him the channel because he would be like, in modern New Age terms, he'd be like a psycho empath. Like he was so empathic, he could connect to like almost any person, living or dead, and but it just completely overwhelmed him, and so this like massive thing that he had. And so Ashua taught him in a way that was really trying to like be self-centering, like in a good way, like self-centering, and like bringing him into himself. And so tonight's classes are going to be, or tonight's exercises, we're going to flow through techniques. I'm going to talk my damn story, and the idea, the theme of the class will be her sort of teaching to Giancarlo. So you might relate to that, you might not relate to that, but that's how it's going to flow. And we're going to go ahead and get going. 5-minute talk. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get these down to 4 minutes. Okay. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. This point in our story, Ashua is still pretty young. Oh, that's not the track I wanted. Sorry. Whoops. Nope. Let's go for something a little bit more chill. This is good. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're gonna really... Ashua only listen to upbeat music. So if you haven't met these characters, if you haven't heard me tell a story with them, Ashua almost always kept her hair pulled back. It was kind of a metaphor for the whole way she saw the world. Ashua felt better when she was doing something. She had never taught before. She took on the care of Jula the Quiet and Giancarlo the Channel. These were two children, both very young, separated by about an age, about a year. Giancarlo's father had been killed. His mother screamed in agony when she heard the news so loudly that she became deaf. The Maidan and Ashua in particular promised to care for Giancarlo because she had given up so much. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. When Giancarlo was very young, Ashua led him out into the deep forest. And she said to Giancarlo, "Giancarlo, I know you can feel. I know that you can hear. And I know that you can sense very, very powerfully." She said, "Giancarlo, close your eyes. And I want you to find the wind. I want you to feel the wind moving through the trees, GianCarlo. Audible breath in. Channel the trees. Channel the birds that live in them. Audible breath in. GianCarlo began to move his hands. He was the leaves. He was the roots of the tree. He felt strong. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. And he was no longer feeling the feeling. He was just feeling. And every sound he heard, he connected to. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. This is also you, she said, GianCarlo. This is also you. Audible breath in. Okay. Sweet. I'm kind of liking the chat over here. All over here. Okay. You said you were going to talk a lot tonight. Are you going to talk? Do you have anything you want to say? You do? Okay.
Everybody. Hey, everybody. That's my.
Oh, that's it?
That's my talking a lot.
Well, wait. Let's look at a camera on you. That went too fast. Come on, say something again. Say something again.
Hi, everybody.
All right. Okay, cool. Shoulder openers. Nice. Sweet. Here is my hoop. Okay. Our next exercise and story is going to be based on Hi from the Ferry. Oh, sweet. Well, I took a ferry ride in British Columbia. I had to get to Victoria. Is that what, Victoria Island? Okay. Okay, Carol, this will be a good song. People saying hey to Tara. That's awesome. Okay. Vancouver Island. That's right. Right. Vancouver Island. That's where Amanda and I saw each other last. Okay. Right? I think that's where. Yeah, I like that sway song. Okay. I'm going to keep it kind of mellow here at first for this next song, and this is one that I've played before. It breaks my own rule. I don't usually like to play songs that have water sounds in them, but I just love this song. Yeah, here we go. So the exercise that we're going to focus on for our first exercise is going to be point technique. Point technique can have many different styles, but it has one unifying concept, and it's a pretty broad concept. The concept is that you don't grip the hoop. You don't use your fingers to pinch it, but everything else is open. Audible breath in. Ashua had trouble with GianCarlo being with her, fully being present with her. And she began to just embrace that the way she could hold his attention for the longest and communicate the most was to tell him stories. And GianCarlo loved the story of Ana's first point. In the story, Ana places her hoop where her third eye would be, and she waits for the wind to move it. As the wind starts to move it, she flows with that. GianCarlo took it quite literally, and he would hold the hoop out and wait for the wind to blow, and he would move so that the wind could keep blowing the hoop. Ashua told GianCarlo how Ana breathed in the wind that was moving the hoop and breathed out that wind until her breath and the wind were one. Audible breath in. And the deeper he breathed, the more open he felt. The longer he could reach. The further he could bend. Audible breath in. Okay. Oh, Tara, I got some stuff to say tonight.
Can you hear me? Okay. Now that was super sweet because I have a question for you. Point technique is any point on your body. It's just you're not gripping.
Yeah. It's any point. It could be like just so you understand the concept. It's like it core hooping is point hooping.
Right.
You know, it just basically means you're not gripping the hoop. The reason why it's called point is because it emphasizes the point of contact.
Right.
So it's like short for POC, the point of contact. And then there are.
So can I just really?
Yeah.
So what was cool for me was I thought that's what
yeah.
you meant. No, and so what was really fun was that I was finding all these points on my body that I hadn't found before with the hoop on that one. So that was cool. Yeah.
I love it. I love the feedback. I really do. Okay. Okay. Oh, I know what I want to play. This is going to be kind of weird, but it's kind of a big switch in pace or in rhythms sounds, but I think it'll be good. Okay. All right. So one of the sort of things that my Dan kind of had to deal with was that GianCarlo's father had been a soldier, a very decorated and brave and courageous soldier, and he was the one that was killed. And he was killed when GianCarlo was maybe 2 years old or maybe even younger. And so GianCarlo went through many phases of how he saw his father. And my Dan felt through movement that maybe he could connect to his father. And sure enough, GianCarlo, really without any prompting, began to grip the hoop and to take swings with the hoop. Sometimes you could see, like in his little boy mind, that he was blocking arrows with his shield, and sometimes you could see that he was swinging out his sword, staff, baton, whatever. And they decided to let him run with it. Oh wait, no, this is the one I want to listen to. Yeah, okay, here we go. Audible breath in. Ashua enjoyed GianCarlo's explorations. She would encourage him and shout, "Yes, keep going, GianCarlo. Yes, GianCarlo." Audible breath in. He, the student, was now his own teacher. His imagination, his connection, his natural movement was becoming his own teacher. And his movements were teaching Ana audible breath in. And Ana enjoyed being a student again. Audible breath in. you like tosses in Warrior, we're not going to break the flow, but Saturday we talked about, or no, actually last Tuesday we talked about tosses. Well, actually we were calling them hops. Those are more hops. Audible breath in. Anah's encouragement teaches GianCarlo to have courage to be in touch with his creativity, to trust its guiding influence in his life. His creations created him. Audible breath in. I didn't realize that. It's kind of a long song. It felt good. Okay. All right, I'm going to ask you if you have anything to say because you've been money all night. So do you have anything you want to? Okay. All right.
No, I want to reiterate what you said about was something to the effect of finding your own, like letting your own flow be your guide. That's huge. Like whatever your natural movement style is and letting that be your guide.
Yeah, totally. That's Ashua. Yeah. Sweet. That's great. Okay. Yeah. All right. I think we should. All right. We're gonna kind of. This will be a way to tell a story, but also to kind of practice a technique that we've been working on. Okay. Well, I'll do a 15-second setup to the story here, but this is really kind of quick. There. Okay. So, the story with GianCarlo was that my Dan thought of the hands as birds. And my Dan had many birds that, I wouldn't say they caged them, but they had become friends of the my Dan. And so it wasn't uncommon at all for the my Dan to have what would seem like a wild bird to us, like land on her, trust her. GianCarlo thought that was the coolest thing in the world, and so he asked the my Dan, particularly Ashua, how do you catch birds? And by catching, he means like landing on you. And Ashua said they have to, when they land, they have to feel your strength, but not your might. So that when the bird lands on you, it feels your strength and not your might. When I'm moving the hoop, whether I'm weaving or actually tossing it, you can grace up your movement by keeping strength on the hoop, but not yanking it around. And of course, GianCarlo learned how to do it. And so his favorite thing in the world was to play with birds. And they trusted him, and he could move his hands pretty fast, and they would stick around and not get scared. So if you want to try any of these techniques with me, whatever you're doing with the hoop, you're just imagining that it's, I'm not blowing these guys out. Okay, that's good. Okay. Audible breath in. Okay. This old school move that we've been working on here, this would be a great example of a move that you could kind of transition into this story. You just let go just enough point isolations are fun. I'm not very good at them, but they're fun. Smooth out your catches on these tosses. When you go to, the hoop is in the air, when you go to catch it, you go into one of the corners. It's going to be the corner away from where it's rolling. If that makes sense. If it's rolling this way, it's going to be this corner here. And by cutting into it, I kind of take off some of the sort of sharp edge. If I catch it on the other corner, it does that thing, right? And I lose all my momentum. I can catch the hoop on the top. I just have to remember to pull it over. I just have to ISO it over. And that's what I was just doing just now. So let me finish this point. So if I'm tossing, this is kind of fancy move, but this is if I'm carrying the hoop on the back of my hand across 1/2 arc. I love this song. I haven't heard this in forever. Does that make sense? I don't know if that's... So the hoop is spinning, and what I'm doing is using the back of my hand to go and get the hoop, but before it can fall, I'm spinning the hoop around. Then my hand jumps back, catches it again, and spins it around. So it looks... That's using my left hand. I don't know which is easier. You might want to try both. The most important part, though, is you're going to go, if the hoop is whatever direction it's spinning, you're going to go on this side, right? Because you got to carry it across. And this is how it looks if I just use one hand, well, sloppily. But like this is, if you don't have to keep it in isolation. It still is a kind of a funky move. Like I can do this kind of bounce thing with it. Main thing you're going to be feeling for, if you haven't done this before or you want to learn to do it, it's the carry. Like if I'm doing an isolation, there's a carry. I feel it on the back of my hand, in point. I feel it. Forget that I have this hand here. I'm going to carry it across, hop over, carry it across, hop over. This is essentially hand walking it. This is what we did Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember. I mean, or Tuesday. But again, going back to the story, GianCarlo, there is some strength. What's implied in that story is that your hand's not a nail on the wall just sitting there. That you're meeting this bird, the hoop, with strength. Did you like that one? Really? Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, and if you think about tosses, or like high tosses, we're not going to do them right now, but high tosses are the best probably applied example of this technique. Because what happens with a lot of people on tosses is they grab when the hoop goes way up in the air and it's coming down, they grab it here or they push it here, and there's like this collision, right? But when it's a really high toss, you can get used to doing it. But like when it's a really high toss, you still catch it here, and that's what keeps the momentum going. Like if you want to do like consecutive high tosses, like really high tosses, it's kind of like a skateboarder. You just keep riding the momentum from the last one. Okay. I keep changing my mind on where I want to go, so I think yeah, okay, actually we could go with this one. All right, let's change the rhythm up here a little bit. And we're going to talk a little. It's going to be kind of a vibe shift, so I hope this is okay. But we're going to talk a little bit about breaks right now. And we're not really going to do a whole lot of core hooping. But if you go back and look at the other Ashua classes we've done, her like personal practice and also like just how she taught was repetition. Let me bring up some music. I can't remember how intense this song is. This song might be a little intense, but now, of course, I'm not going to stop you from core hooping, but what we're really going to be working on right now is repetition. Like getting your shots in if you're a basketball player or hockey player, I guess. But it's hooping. We don't have to get bored with this, and we can, decide to work on having two hands on the hoop at the same time. If we really like to break at the shoulders, we can come up to the shoulders. I can break down at the elbows. Basically, the hoop is getting pinched between my elbow and my hand, so I can keep it all the way down here. Yeah, Lauren, I'll get to that tosses question. Yep, I'll come right back to it. GianCarlo loved breaks. One of his favorite Maidan was a woman named Sakia, the drummer, and she's the one that really came up with the breaks or made people want to do them in the Maidan. Good. Nice, T. Everything, even the off-body stuff, it really does come down to your rooting, like how your feet feel on the ground. And almost every technique gets better when you add your feet to your, the places your awareness visits. When I think about my feet, just think about them. My breaks get tighter, they get sharper, they get quicker. I don't really have to do anything. I could even just go up onto one, but just for some reason, if I bring even just a glimpse of awareness, if breaking off the core or breaking on core is hard for you, but you still want to break, I can do these off-body rolls that we've done before. Oh, nice. The whole body hoops, that's right. These are some old school samurai breaks. So breaks is such a big category. Just any time you're breaking a potential current. Okay. I don't know why, but for breakbeat, which is what this is, I love doing rap breaks where it's like we used to call them paddle breaks, but that didn't make any sense. But it's like where you push up and then your fingers reach across. Just you sort of pinch the hoop really fast. I'll show you what they look like. Boom, that's it in slow motion. And the higher I get my elbow, the little bit easier it is for me. These are... It's cool because it's kind of like a fakey break. Oh, nice, T. Kind of like a little fakey. Yeah, boom. And if you twist enough, you can kind of make them sticky, right? This is just me doing one wrap. Now the hoop is kind of like wrapped in a finger there. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessary, but it's kind of hard to not have some sort of wrap going on or like your palms. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't require that loop, but that makes it easier. All right. Okay, where are we at on our time? Okay. Thank you, Josie. Appreciate it. Okay. Do you have anything you want to add? Okay. Well, we're almost getting to the end of class. So let's see. Let's do maybe one more exercise. Oh yeah, yeah. Are your arms totally burnt? Okay, I think we're warmed up. Let's try a little bit of balance. And then we'll free hoop it out of here. I think what I'll do is I'll start with this dayside balance, but just, folks at home, Tara, just any balance you want. This is the door knocker. Swing it out. Now, balance is what my Dan would have referred to as standing point. And the hoop can roll in point. And because it can roll in point on the outside wall, it can roll in point on the inside wall, and that's why core hooping is point hooping. You know, like think of it this way. Like if you saw me moving slowly with the hoop on my back, you know, and you and you knew me and you didn't think I was a total freak, you'd say, oh, he's doing point. But because point can roll, then this is point technique, although nobody thinks of it that way. I don't really. So this is balance. For our last exercise, it's something that I have to remind myself all the time. Ashua told GianCarlo that time was also a teacher. That time was also a teacher. And if you like balance or you want to do balance, for good and bad, time is your teacher. And it compounds. I'm sorry. But the best way, I think, to learn balance is to flow with balance. You don't have to just go to a dark room in the library and sit down with balance. You can have all the other books and all the other stories going, and then you just add in a balance. And you go back into whatever stories you want to live, and then you just add in a new character called balance. And then sometimes you get to know that character, and it becomes a big part of your story. That's what happened to me with balance. Audible breath in. Nick Gazzardo! What is up? Nick! Okay, I think we're down towards just the free hoop now. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm not going to break up the music. Tara's flowing, so we're just going to... Alright guys, thank you. Yeah, big love, Manda. If you ever want to get inspired, some old school hooping, check out Nick Gazzardo. He was the new school for a while. Sure, Nick. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you, buddy. Hope you're well. someone asked about the playlist. I think it maybe Rita asked about the playlist. This is my iTunes tonight, so sometimes when the video goes up on YouTube, if you look in where the comments for the video are and you hit more, sometimes it has a playlist. In fact, often it does, of every song. They automatically do it, and I think this song is on there. And I believe there are clickable links as well. I might be wrong with that. Oh. Nice, Carla. Okay, we'll do one more free hoop song and then we'll call it a night. Thank you, guys.
It's all for you.
You're welcome, Lauren. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Jackie. Nice. Thank you, guys. They're not always this chill. Sometimes I try to mix it up for the folks at home so we don't get sick of the same show, but yeah, they're not. Saturday's probably the more upbeat, I would say. Thank you, Mantra. Really appreciate you joining in. Claire, thank you, guys. down, Amanda. All right, my friends, we're going to sign off. Thank you, Tara, for joining. Thank you, everyone. And we will have class Saturday. I don't know if it'll be just me or if I'll have friends, but I will definitely be here. You're welcome, Amanda. Thanks for tuning in. And good luck. So after, it takes 3 hours or 4 hours for this to process. Then once the HD goes up, the songs may show up there. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.